Hello students, today we will start the new lesson, lesson 6, CSS, Cascading Style C. So now in this chapter we will study that how we write a program to control the display of the web page. Now how the web page is presented on the screen, that like its background color and its text and its images, means all the elements of features which we are controlling. So now in the CSS we write all that features for the different elements of the HTML in the CSS. So this CSS is also a program. So in the that code also we used to write on the notepad. We also write this CSS program on the notepad and we save it by the extension. Like we are saving the file, a HTML file with extension .html. Similarly, we save the CSS file by the extension .css. And after that, we link this file, a CSS file in the HTML, with the help of the link tag. Okay. Now as you see, we have learned about the HTML element, about the HTML, which is a popular tool for developing the web pages, and with the help of the HTML, web pages are created and quickly. But due to the static nature of the HTML, the pages are not very engaging and interactive. So whatever the web page we are creating with the help of the HTML, that are the static web page. So we will study about the static web page and the dynamic web page. We study both the topics. Each in detail. Now see, in this chapter we will also discuss and learn about the DHTML, that is the dynamic hypertext markup language. DHTML is a language used to create a dynamic web page. So it provides a developer with enhanced control over the web pages. So on the web pages we will add more controls in relation to the static web page. Now before we proceed further, it is essential to understand the difference between a static web page and dynamic web page. Now we see the static web page. Static means unchanged or constant. So in the static web page, the contents of the web page are static, they do not move. Now these web pages are loaded on the client's browser. So after writing the HTML code on the notepad, if we are running that code with the help of any browser, so what we find that the web page which is created by the browser is static. The content what are there is not going to be modified if you open another time. So suppose the same HTML file, if you run in a browser, any browser, more than 1 times, 2 times, 3 times or 4 times, you will get the same output. Nothing is going to be changed. But in the dynamic HTML, DHTML, in the dynamic web page, if you open the same web page more than one number of times, so every time you are going to get a different output. So means the content will on the web page will be changed. But in the static web page, the content of the web page remains static. As you can see here, we send the request. We send the request to the server, and with help of the browser, we send the request to the server for a web page or a home page. Suppose if you have sent the request for the home page of the Facebook, so that request is to the server, and server will give the reply by sending the static web page. So whatever the web page in the server is there, as it is, there will be no changes. It will send to the client, that is the browser. Now the browser will create the web page with the help of that code given by the server. That is static web page. Now, a user can only read the information but cannot make any modification or interact with the data. Yes, whatever the content of the web page are there, only you can read it. You cannot modify it on the static web page. Means if on the Facebook homepage you have opened, in that Facebook homepage you are not able to change the content of the Facebook. So whatever that their boxes are there, buttons are there, that you are not able to change. So that is the static only. Next is the dynamic web page. So dynamic web page is generated with a user request. Dynamic web page. Now see the dynamic web page. So this dynamic web page is generated with the help of the user request. You can take the example of this any shopping website. Suppose you are taking a Flipkart or Amazon. So if you send a request for that for a different user, you can say for each user the content of the web page of the Amazon or Flipkart will be different, because it depends upon the user's choice. That second time you will visit, you will find some other product items list there, or also the price of the, also you can see even if you find that the prices of the products on the Amazon or Flipkart is different for different users. Sometimes you can see that also, that it varies from person to person. So the content of the dynamic web page changes continuously. It is not as static. So as number of times you open, so maybe you will get the updated content on that web page. That is the dynamic web page. And the dynamic web page are written with the help of the language ASP, AHP, PHP and the DHTML. So what are the languages used to create? In the static web page we use the language here HTML. With the help of the HTML we create the static web page. But for the dynamic web page, the languages used here, languages used here are the ASP, active server pages, PHP and DHTML or DHTML. So we use these languages to create the dynamic web pages. Now, similarly, you can take the example of the newspaper's website is also a dynamic website, because the content of the newspaper's websites is updated continuously. Means hour to hour, you can say every hours the content of the newspaper website or news website it changes continuously, because they are giving the current news. Now, after this we will study DHTML. So DHTML is the dynamic hypertext markup language. So we will study the after static web page and the dynamic web page. We will discuss the topic DHTML. DHTML. The full form of this is the dynamic hypertext. Dynamic means the content is changes continuously. That is the dynamic hypertext markup language. Dynamic hypertext markup language, that is the DHTML. Now this dynamic hypertext markup language, so you can write it dynamic hypertext markup language. No need to give the space, write as it is. Dynamic hypertext markup language. Now so it is not a language. DHTML is simply not a language, but instead it is a combination of the web development technologies. Combination of the web page development technology, like the static markup language HTML and a client side scripting language that is called the JavaScript. Here on the client side we use in the HTML JavaScript code also. So JavaScript codes, because it is a pure programming language. JavaScript is the pure programming language. So in the JavaScript we write the functions, we write the programs for a specified work, for a specified function, which functionality we want to add on the web page. So that the code we used to write on the write in the JavaScript. Example we can take, suppose on the web page, if we want to take from the user his date of birth, and it will calculate the exactly how old the person is in the years and days, that how many years and the number of days he is. So that program will take the input your date of birth, and with the help of the date of birth and the current date today, the program will calculate the age of the person till today. Okay, so like this the code is written in the JavaScript. After that, this also is a combination of the document object model, that is called the DOM. So here if you see the DHTML, let me draw the diagram of this DHTML. Now see, if you see the diagram of the DHTML, in this this is the DHTML. This is the dynamic HTML. This is the Netscape DHTML. This is the Microsoft DHTML. This you can see Microsoft DHTML, and this is the Netscape DHTML. Netscape DHTML. This one. So this is the Netscape DHTML and this is the Microsoft DHTML. Now see what does it include? What are the common things in the Netscape DHTML and the Microsoft DHTML? In both the things, the common language is the CSS. CSS is used. JavaScript is used. JavaScript is used, and the CSSP. And the CSSP. These three languages is a common in the Netscape DHTML also and the Microsoft DHTML also. So in the Netscape DHTML there is the layers. This also used, and the GSS used. And here in the Microsoft you find the visual filters. And the dynamic CSS. So these are the things you see in the DHTML. This is the set diagram. You can say this is the Venn diagram for the DHTML, Netscape DHTML and the Microsoft DHTML. And both this language has a common languages which are used in both the languages, that is the CSS, JavaScript and the CSSP. And the layers and GSS is used only in the Netscape DHTML, and the visual filters and the dynamic CSS is used only in the Microsoft DHTML. So this is called the document object model. Now they include features pertaining to the text effects, style, multimedia animation, and the dynamic menus. So DHTML helps in creating the dynamic web pages that are interactive, animated, and responsive to the user's action. So this Microsoft introduced the application of DHTML with the release of the Internet Explorer 4 in 1997. So the Microsoft has released in 1997 with the advent of the Internet Explorer version 4. Now, in this DHTML, in this the dynamic hypertext markup language which is used to create the dynamic web pages, these are based on the user's response, what the users want. This depends on the user's request. According to the user's request, the content of the web page for the DHTML web page is decided with the JSS code. This JavaScript code is written. With the help of the JavaScript code, it controls the content of the dynamic web page. That for a particular user, what content should be displayed on the web page. Now there are the filters in the Microsoft, which filters according to the choice of the user's interest. Here is the JSS and the layers. Layers are used to filter the content of the web page. So this is all for the today, students. In the next class, we will discuss about the topics, the components of the DHTML, like the HTML, CSS, scripting, and the document object model. This we will study. So this is all for the today. Thank you for your kind attention.